All right, guys. So I'm with my man Joe, and I'm super excited because today we're doing something different here on the channel. We're going to be diving behind the scenes to discuss Joe's journey. Literally got started with the program, found a product, launched a product, and my team pushes this across my table is like, check this guy's results out. He's crushing it. So we want to dive behind the scenes and see a little bit about, how did you find your product? What did you do to launch it? Like anything that we can get, any insight that we can get to help you guys crush it. So without further ado, guys, Joe, what's going on? How you feeling, man?
Hey Josh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing
Awesome.
fine.
Super excited. So like before we get into your backstory and like how you got started and a little bit about what you were doing before your business and like what's going on right now with your business, like just what like talk to us about like the accolades with your business. Like how long have you been up and running? How long did it take you? And like maybe what have you done revenue wise?
I've started Amazon maybe last year around August. I launched my thank you for your again, I want to give a quick shout out to you and your course. That has helped me so much throughout the journey. It has put me ahead of the competition, and that's for me, that's why that's why I love and it's user friendly. Excuse my English too. It is my second language, guys. So
You
it's
good, man.
um again, thank you again for the course. It puts me ahead of the competition. That's what I really love about it. Before Amazon, I was working in a factory, making locks and keys for special cases. If
Hmm.
you ever go to Walmart, those keys and locks, the company I used to work for, we made those. But that job wasn't going anywhere, so I needed a change. And I saw one of your on YouTube, Earn Your Leisure, and I saw you there, and you was explaining how it was, how the process is. At first, it didn't click, but I was with my cousin, and for some reason it clicked for him. So I went off his reaction. I was like, he was like, oh my god. I was like, yes, good. So from there, I started doing more research. I looked you up on the social media. I followed you, and I saw the proof is in the pudding. You lived it.
Hmm.
You do everything you said you were doing. So that automatically just okay. He has what I want. He has everything that I'm looking for. So it's no brainer. So I invest into the course. Best course I've ever, the only course I ever purchased. And from there, it give me all the tools, all the links, all the different avenues, different tools to use, such as the web app. And those I've been using those tools to help with my Amazon business.
Man, that's awesome. So first of all, shout out to Rashad and Troy EYL. That's the family, man. And there's already a few gems that I caught that I want to make sure whoever's listening catches as well. First of all, like a few things. First of all, you said English isn't even your first language,
No.
and this was also your first course.
Okay.
So you learn from a program that's not even in your main language or the first language that you're used to speaking. So it's like no excuses, huh? Because you didn't go and search like, okay, I can't find a program in my language and this and that. So I'm going to learn another language. I'm going to make it happen. There's not going to be anything that's going to hold me back. And that's your first program, and you killed it with your first program and the first product. So obviously, like you have to pick and choose who you learn from. Like you said, you did your due diligence because there's so many people out here who, you know, they're selling information, they got programs and courses, but they really don't have the results. They're not really passionate about what they're doing. But I want to take a second really quick. What do you think? Because so many people are like, man, I've tried programs before and I got no results. I tried something before, I got no results. Like, do you think it was luck that your first time trying this business and your first program, your first product, you crushed it? Or do you think there was something that you had going on with the mindset or something that you had or a protocol or a process? Like, talk to us about that.
Well, first, I don't believe in luck. I think again,
Hmm.
preparations meet opportunity. That's what luck is. So I don't believe in luck, and I always had a goal. I wanted better for myself. I think the best present you can give your future self and your future family is to prepare for it, to prepare for the future, to be able to take care of your families, to have freedom, to be financially free, to do whatever you want, whenever you want. So that, and I came from poverty. I'm from Haiti. I came here when I was 10 years old. My mom and my brother, we come. Thanks for the sacrifice of my aunt. We came here, but it's more of a mindset for me. I don't I don't believe in failure. I think if you don't succeed, keep trying. It doesn't matter if it takes you a year, 2 years, whatever. Just don't give up. And Amazon caught my attention because not only Amazon serve the world, but it allows you as the consumer to serve others. And with that, that creates purpose. And for me, I'm big on purpose. So, and it, once you, for me, it's just it was no brainer. And again, when I came across your course, it was easy to understand. So that's why and I suck at school, guys. I don't do. I'm not like I do well enough to get by, but I'm more hands-on. But when I came to your course, it clicked. It makes sense. So I spent countless of hours. My routine work, come from work, before play video game, spend an hour or two studying, then go to the gym. After the gym, spend the rest of the night sometimes studying. Just spend my whole time just consuming information. So it just become one. It just become a second language, third language per se for me. So that was my mindset for it.
That's awesome. So I know you spent a lot of hours doing the research, and you said that you were using Jungle Scout and you were following the strategies that we go over in the program. Like, give us a little insight into that product research. Like, when you were doing product research, how did you get into the rhythm, or like, how did you find the product? Were you using one particular strategy out of the ones that we teach, or like what really worked for you and like clicked well to the fact where on your second product, what is the first thing that you're going to do when you do your product research?
Well, one of the main thing I took out of the course was never compromise the criteria. If you have a criteria in mind, do not go back and that not only that creates a discipline just to stick to it, but it allows me to just keep further searching. So it was the basic criteria: do not no seasonals, daily sales of 10 products or more, make it 300 selling 300 units a month. So those are like the criterias. Again, I mentioned not non-seasonal and selling that in a product that's selling all year round. Those are the criteria. It's basic too, so it's basic to follow. So it wasn't really something complicated to oh, how do I do this? I'm not even a meth guy too, so it was you know what I'm trying to say. It was very simple for me. So that's the criteria was very simple. So I follow those steps, and
that's awesome. That's awesome, because oftentimes I'm telling people success can be as simple or as difficult as you make it. Absolutely. And that just really like makes my heart smile, because like me, I don't have a high school diploma, don't have a college degree. So when I'm obsessed or when I enjoy something, like I become obsessed with it and I do really well, and I'm hands-on like you. So it's like when I try to educate and when I try to create the course, every year I'm updating the program and I'm constantly changing stuff. And the number one goal is like, how can I articulate easy to understand and make it elementary? Because it can be complex and we can talk about all this stuff and just make it sound confusing, but it's like, how do I make it simple so others can grasp? Because when I'm doing stuff with my own business, and when I'm trying to learn something, I have this saying that complexity is the thief of conversion and complexity is the thief of completion. So the more difficult it is, the harder it's going to be to complete. The more difficult it is, the harder it's going to be to make money with it. So just the key I keep hearing is the simplicity, easy to use. So I think the listeners can get a lot from this. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Take it for what it is. We're looking for a product. We're creating a brand. All of the information is there. You don't have to use all of it. Take what you need, use it, and just stay devoted. Like we were talking about just before this, we were on an inner circle call, and you said you were in there, and I was talking about consistency leads to victory, right? Consistency leads to victory. So you're saying you were going to the gym, you're already focusing on your health, which is one of the 3 pillars: health, wealth, and happiness. So you already got the health in line. You're in shape. You're going to the gym. You're devoted. You're already disciplined. And then before or after, you're coming back and you're in the lab and you're just working. So I think that consistency also may have led to your victory. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's
That's
you have to be consistent.
that's awesome. Because you're not gonna be fit, you're not gonna be in shape if you miss or you deviate off of what you're consuming and putting into your temple, or if you don't go to the gym for a week. You already know that from experience, right?
Exactly. So
My man. So let's talk about the product. So you went into the research, it was simple, you followed the protocols, you were just consistent until you found the product. Were you looking at other products? Like, how did you know that product was going to be the winner? Like, this is
no,
the one. I can't wait to launch this one. Like,
I had at least 20 to 30 because I was in this I had 20 to 30 products lined up. So I was every day I was doing product research, doing, all my due diligence. But I
mm-hmm.
had 20 to 30 products lined up, but this one stood out to me because it was cost efficient, it was low cost to make, it's non-breakable. That's very important. So it was fabric, so it was easy. The shipping, the packaging is is what it should be. So it was it. I'm sorry, again, English is my second language. I'm trying
You're
to
good, brother. You're good.
So yeah, it was very simple. It was very easy. It was a product that just stood out. But I still have other products that I'm looking through and that are very good candidates for future launches. So yeah,
That's awesome. So two huge things. So number one, so many people, man, they're looking at it as a sprint. They want things to happen overnight. You said a few key things. You were in there for a while, but you were consistent. Every single day you were doing product research. You were finding products and you didn't deviate.
Right.
This is what I'm looking for, and I'm going to keep doing research until I find it.
Yeah.
And I'm always telling people, listen, it's not a matter of how, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
And the only way that this doesn't work is if you don't work. If you don't get started or you give up, that's the only two variables that's against you with success.
Yeah.
So you started and you didn't give up. You were consistent, and that consistency led to your victory. So, and you also said a few other key things. It was lightweight, it was indestructible, because when we're looking at profit margins, and I just broke this down, literally, I just broke this down on the coaching call live. Like I literally just did this. And we were looking at a product that one of our inner circle members found. And, yeah, it's at $9-10 profit per product, but the cost of goods to manufacture and the cost of shipping was high. So one thing that you said is key is, how can you keep the costs down? How can you keep the shipping costs down? And how can I eliminate those variables like the product being fragile or the product breaking while in transit and having high returns? So there's a few gems there that I think a lot of people will catch from that. Next, so you found the product, you're doing the product research, you found the product, you're finding products, you're doing research every day. And then one sticks out and that's it. Like, what's next? Well, talk to me a little bit about the launch strategy. Like, how many units did you order? How did you launch?
Well, I took your advice about doing like a test launch. I believe it was I did exactly 300 units. I sent 300 units as a test run to Amazon. Although the cost was a little bit higher, but it didn't matter for me because I wanted to see if this worked for me. So I wanted to see if this works. So if it works, that's fine. So I did a test launch about 300 units, and I saw how it was selling. I eventually hired a VA, fantastic. I got lucky with that one, and I was able to improve the areas where I was lacking. So he was able to see all the mistake I was making. But yeah, but back to your question. Yeah, it was not hard at all. So it was very easy.
That was awesome. So you said you found a VA and you got lucky. The next question is going to be for the people listening that trying to find a VA or trying to find a VA and they've been interviewing VAs or trying VAs and they've been working. Two-part question. Where did you find the VA and what did you do to qualify the VA, or how did you say you got lucky, but earlier you said you don't believe in luck. So you had to ask some type of question or give them some, like, what was that protocol? Like, cause I want to know.
What I mean by lucky is the mindset. Cause I when I hire somebody, it's it's very difficult to find somebody that have the same mindset as you, that has the same, that wants to see the company evolve, to grow. So when I explained to him what I wanted, and he and he act on it. So I saw how he was acting on it. So that's what I mean about lucky. But I don't believe a lot. But
Yeah,
but
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you.
yes, the I remember you said before you hire a VA, see how the process is for yourself. See how you launch the product for yourself. See get used to the areas, the finding the product, launching the product, and optimizing the product, creating PPCs, being comfortable with that, so you can manage when the people you hire, they can, so you can see if they are doing a good job or not. So that was the process, and I found my VA through Fiverr. It's a great website if you're looking for any type of talents. That's where I got most of my most of my talents is from Fiverr, Fiverr.com.
Fiverr.com. So that's FIVE, two R's,
2 hours,
dot
yes,
com, Fiverr.com, and Upwork.com is another one.
yes,
Another one where we hire internally a lot of VAs from the Philippines is going to be onlinejobs.ph. So those
yeah.
are a few resources as well. And like the question that I get is, when do I hire a VA or when should I hire a VA? I get that question a lot. And it's like, you just started. You didn't even have a product live yet, but you started with a VA. So too many people think they got to be making big bucks to have their first employee because it's a big task, their first employee. But it's, give me a ballpark. Like, what were you hiring your VA for? Like, how many hours were they working? Because too many people, like, they overthink things. Like, oh, I got to be making all this money before I can have someone, come in and help me. So, like, what was your budget, and like, what did that look like?
My budget for a VA was $300 a month.
Okay.
It work around the clock, or whenever I need something to be done. So it was for me, it was very cost efficient for me because I was able to do other things and have him take care of and he has his own team too, so that really helped us, different areas, different such as content for, was it EBC, the content for Amazon. So I was
Enhanced brand content,
right,
EBC,
right,
enhanced brand
yeah.
content.
So I was able to have him do all these things that I'm not good at,
Right.
and focus on the things I'm good at. So that's delegating tasks to.
Wow.
So
So, and I have an acronym for you guys that are listening. You may want to take note of. It's ASAP. It's the ASAP acronym, and what ASAP stands for is autonomous, sustainable, action, and perpetuity. So you said one key thing, like how can I have this thing working when I'm not working and whenever I need something done, right? And then number two is, how can I have things that I'm not good at get done so I don't have to learn things that I don't want to learn, or I can get things done for me that I'm not good at. So are we able to pop up the whiteboard really quick? Just, oh, I can't show them. I wasn't ready. I can't show them the inner circle of heat. Let me just break something down for you guys really quick. Because some of you are like, oh, $300. He said that's very cost efficient, very effective for him. Some of you guys are like, oh, that's a lot of money. Let me talk about opportunity cost for just 20 seconds before we move on with the interview, because this is so important. And me, I found this out the hard way, right? And in terms of opportunity cost, let's say right now, as you're starting your business or you're growing your business, let's say you have a job and you're making $20 an hour, right? I think I seen McDonald's hiring for 15. I was getting my kids McDonald's and I seen that they're hiring for $15 an hour. I remember in 2006, I worked at McDonald's dropping fries for $5.15. I
wow.
said, ain't that crazy? $15. Anyway, let's say that you make $20 an hour. Okay. So you make $20 an hour.
Right.
And let's say that you work 30 hours a week, right? So that's going to be $600 a month that you make, or $600 a month. If you work 10 hours per week, excuse me, you work 10 hours per week, that's 40 hours per month, right? So if you work 40 hours per month and we do 20 times 40, let's do 20 times 40. 20 times 40 is going to be $800. You make $800 a month. Okay. Now, if you're paying $300 a month, $300 a month, how much time would it cost for you to actually do all those tasks? Because if we look at $300 a month, how many hours would you say? 160 a month? 160 hours, 40 hours a week. How many hours would you say your VA is working?
Uh, yeah, about that, about 100. Yeah, about 80. I'm not really good at math, guys, but yeah, 100. Yeah, it's around the clock when
Full time, right?
full
Monday
time.
through Friday, full time. So if you were to work, if you take 300 and you divide that by 20, that's 15 hours. So 300 divided by 20 equals 15 hours. And you have a full-time person that is working around the clock to help you succeed. Absolutely. So what happens is we try to get rich being cheap, and we'll actually start putting on all the hats, doing stuff we're not good at, stuff we don't like, and it's taking our time away from what is the highest and best use of our time. I learned this the hard way. I wanted to do everything. And a lot of people, when they're starting out, they want to do everything themselves. So I just wanted you to see this, like 15 hours of your time, which is literally 3.5, 4 hours a week in your business to get these 15 hours a month. So ask yourself, if you're working 3 to 4 hours a week doing stuff that you don't like, or that it's unproductive, or what we call MWA, which stands for minimum wage activities, you could go this route right here and save a lot of money. So take me big again, E. I just wanted to illustrate that because that was a huge bar that you said right there. Delegation and automation equals acceleration. So if you can delegate and you can automate, like right now, our team, the beautiful thing about VAs is the majority of them work on a 12-hour time difference, right? So you can get them to work on their time or our time. But for me, I have VAs that work on our time and VAs that work on their time. So what happens when you have VA work on their time is you're working 12 hours a day or how many ever hours per day. And then when you're sleeping, they're working on your business. So now your business is working 24/7. So that's huge. I hope you guys go ahead and like this video and comment down below game if you already are getting games, you're taking notes. If you're not taking notes, note takers are money makers. You want to make sure you're taking notes. So let's just keep moving, man. That was just huge. I didn't even expect that. We talked about the launch. We talked about the product. Like, talk about reviews. Like, when you launched, like, did you do anything to get any reviews? Like, how did you get your first set of reviews? That's something that a lot of people struggle with.
Right. So the reviews are a bit difficult. It was for me, but what I did was I hired I hired somebody to find me people to get reviews. We call it the PMM services. So we were to find. So I set a budget. I set a budget of my own money of $500 to for reviews only, for picture reviews, comment reviews, all type of reviews. So that's what so our goal was to get at least 50 reviews within the month.
50.
And yes, and we were able to do so. It was there was not, and I asked family and friends to hey, purchase this. I will reimburse you the money. I will do this. I will do that. But one of the reasons I don't really like doing that, because once you ask somebody for a favor, you want their time. But I'd rather pay somebody, so it's an equal transaction. If I pay you to do this, I get it done. So I don't have to worry about somebody doing, oh, I didn't get to it yet, or give me a second. I don't like to bother people because time is money. So I need this to be done. So we did the PMM services. We hired a couple of people to leave reviews, the comments, and some friends and family. They were all in this too. So
got it. No, that's awesome. And now we have, you got started before we revamped the whole program, but now we have a review service, so we can help people get reviews that are TOS compliant. So we can definitely help you on your next product or scaling this product, or anybody listening that needs help with.
I have another product. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So I got you. And it's like, we was just, again, on this coaching call, we was just talking about this, and you can kind of see me drawing these charts and everything. But there's two things when you're launching a product you got to be concerned about that I want you to hear that he just hit on, which is because success leaves clues, and that's sales and reviews. So you need the velocity of sales, but you also need to get amount of reviews as well. So like you heard, he mentioned in that first 30 days, he was focusing on 50 reviews. And first 30 days is key because a lot of people don't know that Amazon is putting a lens underneath your ASIN and underneath your product in the first 30 days of launching. They want to see how many reviews are you going to get? How many sales are you going to get? What are you going to do? How much exterior traffic are you going to send? And that is going to play a big factor in how well you do. So you never get that first 30 days back. They want to look at the inventory sell-through rate, the reviews, the amount of exterior traffic. They're looking at all of this stuff. So these are things to think about. When you launch, how can you throw everything? I mean, you have to go big or go home in the first 30 days. You want all the exterior traffic going to your listing. You want all the friends and family and colleagues and as much reviews as you can get. You want to do that review campaign. And then you do not want to be shy on PPC or influencer budgets, because the more the merrier in that first 30 days. So that was huge. And I know you talked about it in the beginning, man, but like about how much the program just impacted and assisted. But like what was one thing, if you could say one thing, like what was the biggest part of the AMZ formula and like the program that contributed to your success? Just one thing.
It's just, well, there was a couple of things. It's giving me all the different tools. Because it's important is now, yes, the course, it will help you navigate through Amazon. It will show you how to win on Amazon, how to compete with other competitors on Amazon. But it's the tools that give you, just such as Jungle Scout, Helium. Those are your cheat sheet. These are the things you can look at the stats. You can look at the analytics on the products from past year. You get all this information and you make a decision based on that. So therefore, you don't have to spend hours trying to figure out if a product is good. You already see it there. You already see it's a proven product. It's making money. So all you have to do is just act on it and pull the trigger. That's all, really.
There you have it. Easy enough. He said there's many things, but let me just think of one. So let me ask you this, like first program, first business, first product, a lot of first time, like knocked it out of the park. For someone who's a first time in your shoes, getting ready to start, this may be their first business, or maybe they started something else on their own in the past and they failed and they're getting ready. Like they've been doing research. Like you said, you were looking on YouTube. Someone's watching my YouTube right now, or they're looking on Instagram or wherever, and they're thinking about doing this. And they're thinking about going one of two paths. Like, do I just take the information that's out on the internet and try to learn it by myself? Or do I invest in myself and go the mentorship route? Like, would you recommend mentorship over doing this by yourself? And if so, why?
I 1000% suggest you get a mentor. As you might see it at the cost, but no, it saves you years, and it's knowledge. It's knowledge and wisdom of somebody who's been there, who's done it. And it is, you get to explore. And one of the things I like about not only the program, but like about you, I have access. If I have a question, I have access to you. I'm able to, and you respond. Most people don't respond. Most celebrities, they don't care. They just give you a course and that's it. But you take the time, you explain it to me if there's any questions, and you have different platforms that you can reach. You're reachable. That's if that's a word. I don't. But yeah, I think I suggest people to find a mentor in any business, any venture you desire. Find a mentor that will help you throughout the way, because it'd be stupid if you don't. You spend countless of hours. You not only you're losing time and money, but you could have been ahead of the competition a long time ago if you would have went the mentor. So that, for me, I want to be ahead of. I want to win. I'm here to win. I'm here to make this as big as I can, to elevate it to. So I want to invest in this as much as possible, because I believe in this, and I want the best outcome out of this. So
wow, believe. And you said, man, I don't even think you realize how many bars you're dropping, man. Like, in order to conceive or receive, you have to believe, exactly. Right? Absolutely. And so many people, they're not obsessed with the belief. Like, I can hear the passion and like, it has to work or it has to work, and there's no other option. I'm not going to allow failure. No. I'm going to make sure it works. I'm going to burn the boat and take the island. Like, and it sounds like you were a little bit obsessive about becoming successful. And I really need people to understand, like, if you're listening to this, your obsessions become your possessions. What you think about, you bring about. And it sounds like you're thinking about this thing working. You're obsessed about this thing working. Like you said, I want to win. Like,
Gosh,
I don't want to figure this out. I want to learn from someone who figured it out. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, just salute to you, King, man. I'm just so excited. I'm so thrilled. I'm just looking right now. I had my team shoot it over. Man, like at this trajectory, your first year selling on Amazon, like from launch date, you should hit 100K in sales, man. How does that feel? Like, how does that feel?
I know people say celebrate every win. Uh and I do, and I do, but for me, we are far from the goal, so therefore we need to keep going. So there's no, yeah,
Mm,
100, yeah, it sounds good, 100K, but we far from the goal. So
wow.
if we're not stopping anytime soon. So therefore, it's exciting. It's exciting, yes.
That
And
now that's exciting right there. Like talk about the goal. Like, what are your plans for the future? What's the big goal? Like, what's your plans for the company and moving forward? And like, talk to me about that, man.
the goal for the brand is to be known worldwide, and that's what we're working.
Mm,
It's not just because it look good, but what it represent, our structure, our belief system. That's what we want. When you buy our product, you buying our beliefs, you buying our structure, what we stand on. So therefore, it's winning is good. Selling is good, but the product you put out, if it has a meaning behind it, I think it's much. If it's relatable to the customer, if they're not just buying a product, but they're buying you. They're buying your mindset. They're buying who
wow,
you are. So therefore,
wow.
that's the way I look at it. If anything I put my name, anything I sign my name on, it must be good. It has to be good, very good. So
Hmm.
I don't take nothing less. I take that same mindset um with it. I don't compromise.
Wow. So the
So
culture and the belief system and just the mission statement behind the product and like why it has to work and why you're developing it and the structure you talked about, that's important to you. And do you think that people should look at these products and more than just products, but they should also think about and focus about that culture and build a real mission? Do you think that that's something that's powerful and something that's helped with your success?
yeah, I think people should look at it that way, because you'll be able to relate to other people more. Because if you're able to tell a story on what this product means to you, or why the customer should use the product, I think it'll create a more personal relation with not with the product, with the customer, and a more personal relationship with you. Not only didn't get to know the product, but they get to know you too, who you are as a person. Therefore, if you're launching a next product, now they're looking forward for the next product. They're looking for they now you on their mind. So the product, I think it should have, not all of it, but it should have a meaning to what you want to put out there. So if you create
Wow.
a business, so
That's good, man. Well, there you have it, man. So worldwide, globally known. How many products are we looking at? New products now? It's just one product, right?
just one product for now.
Just one product. That's why we say that's where we got this slogan, right? One product.
Exactly,
Where
one
we get
product
this
for
slogan from. This is where we get this from. So
this
talk to
is
me, man. Are you looking at new products? Are you ready to launch a new product line? You're going to be building a catalog. What's the next plans for the rest of the year?
Yes, absolutely. Right now we are working on that one product. We have a shipment coming. Should be coming in sometimes next month. Right now, I have a client. I have a client, but it was how I gained this client was I was explaining to him my excitement about this new venture I was going. This new Amazon this, Amazon that, and he got excited with me. He said, "Oh my God, I wanna join too." So I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "All right." So what I did was we found it same process. Hired my team. Hey, this is our client. So I was able to do the same process over. I was able to relearn the whole thing over again. So I was in the same process. I was looking for products with him for him, and yeah, it was it was it was really sorry, it was really exciting to start. Sorry, so
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm super excited for you, man. You got to keep us posted. Again, I owe you one trophy because you hit 10K, and you're gonna have another trophy soon, 100K. So I'm gonna make sure my team reaches out to you and we get you a trophy. And I appreciate you, man, coming on the platform and sharing your journey and sharing what you learned with others, because sharing generally is caring, and this is a passion project for me, and it's a blessing being a blessing. So I'm internally grateful for the relationship and you coming into our world, and it means the world to me that you've been able to take the knowledge that I had that changed me and my family's life, and God willing be able to do that for you and your family, or are doing that for you and your family. So hats off to you, King. I appreciate you, man. God bless you. Thank you so much for showing love to the channel. I can't wait to see what you're doing next, man. I can't wait to see the $1 million a year,
oh
$10
man,
million a year, global expansion. I can't wait to see it, man. So I appreciate you, and thank you so much.